It's crazy how to get closer to God, we pray and we fast. But when the enemy wants to lure us in, he uses overeating and drinking. Greedy, child. Let's talk about it. When you sit to dine with a ruler, note well what is before you and put a knife to your throat if you are given to gluttony. Do not crave his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. Proverbs 23:6. Do not eat the food of a begrudging host. Do not crave his delicacies, for he is the kind of person who is always thinking about the cost. Eat and drink, he says, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the little you have eaten and will have wasted your compliments. And so, child, let's speak more about that point. You have to understand the difference between deceptive con artists and destiny connectors. God sends people and the enemy sends people. But the issue is so often we believe that just because somebody is coming with open arms, that they are sent by God. And when you are a person who is always having open arms to anybody who is inviting you to something or anybody who is intending on giving you something, you get shot in the chest. God did not call us to do that. God did call us to be as innocent as doves, but he has also called us to be as wise as serpents. This might not be speaking from a literal sense. It might not be that God is telling you, no, don't eat the food when you go to the gala. No, don't eat the food when you go to the fancy business dinner. That might not exactly be it. But what it's saying is don't just take what somebody is giving you, because everything that is given to you comes at a cost. And a lot of times people are forging covenants with people who God has never called them to forge covenants with. Stop being greedy and push the plate away. Understand that everybody who comes to you with a plate is not a destiny connector. Oftentimes they are sent to deceive and dissuade you from the path that God has laid before you. I have been in situations where there have been people who wanted to give and give and give to me, and their hopes was that I would take from them the very things they tried to give to me just so that they could say they did it for me. And that is how you forge a covenant with the enemy. That is how you find yourself selling your soul. That is how you find yourself in bondage and in situations, in relationships that are less than what God has for you, because you are now feeling like you owe this person something because they gave you this. Very important to understand there is a stark difference from a destiny connector and a deceptive con artist. And people who are deceptive will do the very things that God sends his destiny connectors to do, but their motives are not pure. And so you have to take every person who presents themselves to you to God, because not every person is sent by God. Just as God uses people to connect with you, so does the enemy. God uses people on earth to get his will done, so does the enemy. So what God is saying is, don't show up to the table hungry. Don't show up to the table unfed, because if you show up to the table of another hungry, you are going to take whatever it is that they give you. You're going to overconsume, and now you're going to find yourself in debt to that person. Now you're going to find yourself indebted to that person's desires. You're going to now find yourself in covenant with people who you should never even be in conversations with. It's not to say to walk around here being skeptical of every person who presents themselves, but it is to say to walk around here being discerning, because just as God uses people, so does the enemy. Ciao.